Alright guys, welcome back. It's been a probably week and a half since I pulled out of the Off-Road Outlaws comp. That comp was on this weekend just gone. I did watch a bit of it on people's uploads on like Insta and Facebook and stuff like that, and I got to admit, I'm pretty disappointed I missed out. But yeah, I guess motivation for next year. Just pull my finger out and get this thing done. So, quick update, the rear diff's pretty much done with the brake lines. I'll give you a quick sort of rundown on it at the moment. Also, I had to play with the sway bar, put the sway bar links in. I'll show you the front. The front I'm really happy with. The back, I may have to get a smaller one of these link arms. They're actual left and right threaded hex alloy bar I got from HazzadFab. I'm just mainly looking at this height. So this is where it's sitting. There's quite a bit of a gap between the diff and the bump stop. So if that comes up, that's going to be up here somewhere. I may need it sort of down here a bit more, if that makes sense. But the front one, I'm pretty happy with the front one. Yeah, so brakes, I pretty much done. I bought those little studs that I was talking about last time. So there's a whole I think there's 6 studs on both sides for the holds the axle to the diff housing, and then I also got the wheel studs as well. Bought some new ones of them for both sides, and I also bought new nuts for them, and I bought new nuts for the diff center because those were a bit rounded off and a bit dodgy. I still want to get new plugs for the diff. Maybe weld a new like a bash plate, I guess you might want to call it, in front of that plug. So that bottom of the diff's probably the first bit that's going to get worn when you hit the rocks and the like. So I just might put a better sort of a wear plate, a bash plate, whatever you want to call it, in front of the nut, like in front of that plug, so it doesn't wear the top of I think that's what's going on under there. The plugs are being hit that much that there's not much of a hex left to get to it. Yeah, so I'll give you a quick rundown of this. The calipers are on, the rotors are on. There's no little, so on a normal, especially the front one with the swivel hub, you got that little clip that slides over. So on your if I can find it. So this is just a flexible brake line, but you got that flat edge there. The idea of that's to slide over it and hold that in. So there'll be a part on your diff that's got the other bit welded, and then that slots through, and then that goes down and holds it on. I don't have that bit welded on these diffs. So at the moment I've just got those little P clamps to hold the flexible hose line on, and then there's no swivel at the back here, so I'm not too worried. I'm more worried about the front with that because it's a swivel hub and you need that flex with the hose. So anyway, yeah, so rotors, brake caliper, brand new brake calipers, brand new, that flexible hose, brand new. I flared up some brake lines yesterday, put them on, and then I've got the extended, so one of those hoses, it's got the 3-way. So you got the hose which will go up normally to the chassis on a patrol or whatever, and then the 2 inlets for your little 10mm fitting that goes on the end of the flared line, and then that hole which is the mounting hole. So I've got that in the center of the diff, which will go up. Actually, might be easier if I just show you. So give me a sec, I'll turn you guys around. Alright, so ignore the mess. I'm meant to be cleaning, but I haven't got there yet. Alright, so this is the new rotor. So, new rotor, new caliper. That's the flexible line I was talking about. So I've just got a P-clamp holding that there, and then P-clamps holding the brake line to the diff, and then that flexible line there, that's the flexible line I was talking about. So both sides of the brake line go into that from both sides of the left and right caliper. And then this is our trailing arm, which will flex from the chassis up and down with the diff. So I've got the flexible line here, and I've just P-clamped that. So for the rest of it, it'll be hard line along this bit, another flexible line up the end, and then hard line along the chassis, and then work my way up to the master cylinder. So that's pretty much the brakes done. They're the new studs I put on. So all those there. And they were just a matter of when that rotor's off, you can actually knock them out and push the new studs in. And that's my sway bar. So I think that's going to sit a bit high with that link the way it is. So if you look at the gap between my bump stop and the plate it hits on, there's quite a bit of a gap there. So when that compresses, this arm here is going to be way up here somewhere, maybe a bit too far, and then just make sure this bolt's not going to hit anything here. So I might just get a smaller one so it sits down here a bit more. So if we go up to the front, so that's my front sway bar. So it's sitting not horizontal but just under the horizontal, and then the smaller link, so that's actually a smaller link to the one at the front. So none of this is done up tight yet, I'm just trial fitting it to make sure I'm happy. Cool, so that's kind of it. The last couple of weeks I've put that finally turned up. It's a bit dark in there, but my helmet air turned up, so it's all mounted. I've just got to run the electrics for it. And then the hoses are in a box, so I might just use some shock cord or something and tie it up here. Cool. And what else have I done? Fuel line. So I'll go through the fuel line one day. We'll go through this whole fuel line, but that's the surge tank, low pressure pump, high pressure pumps in the surge tank, filter. So that comes out of the surge tank through the filter, then up to the engine, and then there's a few other hoses. There's a return line, the line from the tank, which is that one I think. So in the surge tank, through the pump, through the filter, and then I've got another filter that goes into the tank. So, sorry, filter out of the tank. So filter out of the tank, through the low pressure pump, then into the surge tank, and then up to the engine, and then return line back. So yeah, yeah, cool. Yeah, so pretty happy with those brake lines. I've still got to sort the handbrake out in case my brake lines don't work. I did do them, so who knows. Yeah, so next I'm going to go through my list, because that list that I've been using is the bulk list of all the, like, I guess the big items that are going to take a bit. There's a whole heap of smaller stuff on there that I hadn't even added to that list. So I will go through that list and get rid of the stuff that I've done, and then rewrite another list, and then I'll go through that with you. But yeah, definitely if you can go jump on Off-Road Outlaws Facebook and Instagram page. There's a whole heap of little clips and videos from the weekend. They just had the comp and it looked awesome, and I'm really disappointed I didn't make it. But I guess seeing all the videos, a bit more motivation, get this done for next year. Cool. So I'm still going to keep up with these videos. Still going to keep working on this. I've just backed it all off a bit, and I'm not doing every day up here. I'll just do every sort of when I'm home from work, maybe 2-3 days a week, and I should get it done. Like it's, I don't know, 70-80% done, I'm guessing. Maybe 70. But then I start looking at stuff and I'm like, oh, maybe it's 60. No, I'm going to go 70. 70% done. I haven't got my drive shafts yet, but my steering line's turned up. So I've just got to get a couple of other little fittings from like a Pertec, and yeah, that'll be soon. I probably won't do that this swing home. Got another week and a half before I go back to work, and then 4 weeks away, and then I come back, and then I might start tackling the steer, and then finish these brake. I might try and get these brake lines done this week, like the front brakes, and then but in saying that, I haven't got the calipers on the front yet. I've got to play with that locking hub on the front. The front driver locking hub is playing up, so I might have a play with that this week. Once that's sorted, I can put the brake calipers on, and then I'll sort the brakes out. Yeah, see what happens. Cool. All right, so I will talk to you guys soon.